The Abyssal Watcher. The Mariana Voyager was an advanced research vessel, designed for the deepest oceanic explorations. But nothing, not even its reinforced hull or state-of-the-art sonar systems, could prepare it for what lay beyond the reach of human knowledge. Captain Sarah Grant stood at the helm, gazing at the monitor in front of her. The team had descended into the Mariana Trench, the deepest part of Earth's oceans, with a sense of wonder and excitement. For weeks, they had been collecting data, finding strange, bioluminescent creatures in ancient, forgotten ecosystems. But now something had changed. "Captain, you're going to want to see this," said Dr. Elias Cho, the ship's lead marine biologist. His voice trembled through the comms, unusually sharp. Sarah made her way to the observation deck. Elias was staring at the sonar readings, a mixture of disbelief and fear in his eyes. It's massive," he said quietly. She glanced at the screen. The sonar image flickered, but she could make out something, a dark, irregular shape. It wasn't the kind of formation they had expected to find at this depth. It was enormous, far larger than any sea creature they had ever documented. It was moving, too, but with a strange, unnatural rhythm. "What the hell is that?" Sarah asked, her heart beginning to race. Elias swallowed hard. "I don't know, but it's not on any chart we've ever seen. We need to get closer." Against her better judgment, Sarah nodded. They descended further, the pressure mounting, the light from their submersible barely able to pierce the dark waters. The sonar pinged again, showing that the massive shape was following them, closing in with terrifying speed. As they drifted deeper, the water grew colder, the dark expanse of the trench swallowing them whole. Suddenly, the sonar cut out, replaced by a deep, unnatural sound. A low, guttural rumble that vibrated through the ship's hull. "Did you hear that?" Elias whispered, voice barely audible over the noise. "Get us back to the surface," Sarah ordered, but as she turned to give the command, the lights flickered, then went out entirely. The ship was plunged into complete darkness. A terrible, groaning sound echoed from outside, like the stretching of something ancient, alive, and enormous. The darkness outside their submersible was absolute, but then something pierced it. A pale, ghostly light. It came from the creature, or whatever it was. The glow of thousands of tiny, glowing organs covered its skin like a constellation of stars. It was a giant, no, something more than a giant. Its form was like an ancient, twisted whale, but its limbs were wrong, spindly, and covered in grotesque, scaled armor. Its eyes were huge, black voids that glistened with an intelligence far beyond human understanding. The creature's body moved with an eerie, slow undulation, a motion that made it seem as though the entire ocean itself was alive, pulsating with the rhythm of its movements. Then they saw it. The thing had eyes, yes, but at its center was something far worse. A gaping maw, wide enough to swallow the Mariana Voyager whole. The submersible's lights flickered back to life, but it didn't matter. The thing was already there, its immense form enveloping them in shadows. Elias's voice came through the comms, shaking. It's not just a creature, Captain. It's something older. The sound of crushing metal echoed through the vessel as the submersible was dragged downward, caught in the abyss's cold grip. Screams echoed across the comms, distorted and frantic, but the signals soon died out, one by one. The creature's form loomed, unfathomable in its size, as it swallowed them into the infinite dark. For weeks, there was no word from the Mariana Voyager. Search crews scoured the surface, but nothing was ever found. No wreckage, no survivors, no trace. In the depths of the trench, however, the abyss remained unchanged. And deep within the cold, black waters, something stirred, watching, waiting. It was an ancient thing, older than the sea itself, and it had only just begun to stir again. No human should have ever seen it. But now the world would remember its name, the Abyssal Watcher.